One thing I love about Japan, it's hard to pick one thing.
The food, for sure. I would love to get some sushi.
Spirited Away themed hot springs. I have noodles.
Do you have any tips for like taller people?
Watch your head.
こんにちは、皆さん、カティキャットです。今日はなんとアメリカにやってきました。で、このイベントの名前はパックスウエストです。シアトルにあるんですよ。で、そこでやっぱり外国人、アメリカ人に日本についてにいろいろ聞いてみたいと思いましたので、聞いてみましょう。
So you both from America or Canada or?
Yep. Both from America. I'm from Boston, but I live here now in Seattle.
Okay, and you are?
I grew up in Arizona. So my family is from Taiwan, but I was born in the States.
Have you ever been to Japan?
I have been in the Tokyo airport for a 3-hour layover, like 10 years ago. But it was cool. It was fun. The food was good.
Only for a layover.
Yeah. So I'd like to go for a bigger trip. And the thing about that too is like my perfect trip is planned around all the things that I want to eat and how much capacity I could fit in to go eat at all the cool places to eat at, like all the cool themed cafes and whatnot.
You've been for a layover in Tokyo. What kind of struck you? Was there anything that surprised you at that airport? Which one do you remember? Haneda or Narita?
Narita, yeah. And it was very quiet. It was I think that was the biggest thing was because you fly out of LAX generally when you're going from, America to a foreign country in Asia specifically. And LAX is a nightmare. It is loud. People are angry and rude. It's a whole ordeal. But like even coming in internationally into Tokyo was like very peaceful and calm, and everybody was kind of minding their own business, but at the same time, just you can sit and people watch and enjoy just the serenity of it. Whereas, contrasted like the chaos, 10 hours before, it's very interesting.
Like lots of action in LA and then suddenly quiet and calm in Tokyo.
Yeah, I think so.
You said the food was good. What did you get?
I think some kind of noodles. I forget exactly what. It was at least like 10 years ago, but I think it was noodles if I remember correctly, because I'm like a huge noodle person in general. So that's vaguely what I remember getting.
So have you been to Tokyo? Have you been to Japan?
I've never been to Japan before, but I really want to go.
When is your trip planned?
We're thinking maybe 2 or 3 years. My husband's learning Japanese now. Yeah, so that we know what we're doing when we go there.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go?
I know for me personally, there's like a Tekken museum there, and I really want to go there because I'm into Tekken. I like to play Tekken. So
you are a pro Tekken player, aren't you?
Well, not pro. I'm trying to get to pro.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, one day.
You could come for Evo.
I did go to Evo, not Japan. I'm not good to go to Japan yet, but yeah, one day. It's on the list.
Mm-hmm. What exactly do you want to see?
I like the food. For sure, I would love to get some sushi from Japan and just see how it compares to American sushi, because I feel it's probably a little different.
Yeah, we're probably quite a change.
Yeah.
All right, so food, Tekken, what else?
Just the landscape and the architecture is really interesting, like the mountains and the trees. There's a lot of nature here in Seattle, but I feel like it's different,
What has Tekken taught you about Japan?
That there's crazy tournaments here. The storylines for things are crazy. From like the little bit I know about like the Tekken lore, there's a lot to it. I don't know all the history, but what I do know about it, it's just all over the place. But it's great and it's so much fun.
So is it mainly Japan for you, video games, or do you also watch anime, manga, anything that connects you to Japan?
No, not anything else really. I pretty limited with my anime and manga and stuff like that. But mostly video games, I would say, is my exposure. That and sushi.
All right. What is like your connection to Japan?
When I was in middle school, I was into anime quite a bit, and mainly video games. I discovered that a lot of the video games I liked were made by Japanese developers and companies, like Square Enix, all the Final Fantasy games.
The Final Fantasy style today.
What else? Obviously Pokemon. And so Capcom games like Devil May Cry. But yeah, and then anime, I grew up with like Sailor Moon. I didn't know at the time that it was anime. So the Sailor Moon Museum was like one of the huge things that I was very interested in. Just like the weather and I like how each region or city in Japan kind of has its own personality. Like they have their own little mascots, and I'm a huge Hello Kitty fan too. So it's like I see on, they have the Hello Kitty mascots for each of the prefectures and things like that. And so I feel like that kind of uniqueness and like personality, we don't necessarily, in the States, every state has its own identity, but I think Japan kind of embraces the identity for each region in a pretty unique way. And so I think exploring that would be kind of interesting.
So what would be like one unique thing you want to do when you go to Japan?
So there are a lot of YouTube creators in Japan that make, just like these ASMR style videos. And one of my favorite ones was the like Spirited Away themed hot springs. Mm-hmm. And so they did just like a tour of, the village that's based on Spirited Away. And so I think some kind of experience like that's like very, very Japanese would be really interesting.
So you want to meet the creator, or you want to go to the onsen spring?
Go to the onsen springs and have kind of like a weekend there and experience that. It feels very like relaxing and soothing.
Anything else you want to do apart from fighting?
Well, there's this documentary called like Giro Dreams of Sushi, and we kind of want to try like the sushi place there, but it's like a Michelin star restaurant. So I think it takes like a couple of years on like to get like a reservation. So yeah, but I think it would be a pretty cool thing to do. Also, like my husband is like 6'4", so I kind of want to know like how he's gonna be, like how is he gonna be in Japan? Like is he gonna be too tall for things? Like is he gonna be able to sit in the seats? Like
Yes.
like
He's gonna struggle.
he's gonna struggle a little bit, you think?
Yeah, his feet are gonna poke out on the other side of the bed.
Yeah. Do you have any tips for like taller people?
Watch your head.
I'm not a tall person, so I can't give more advice, but definitely, it's gonna be quite tight in some situations.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty short compared to him, and I have a tough time like giving him hugs and stuff. I've got to like jump on him. And
People have the advantage.
I know, like, that's why I need to go, because I'll feel like right at home there. I don't have to jump on those high stools and like climb down them. It's so awkward.
Well, you're perfect size for coming to Japan. Name me one thing you love about Japan.
I guess I'll say right now, I love video games and Final Fantasy specifically, because that's really my life right now. It's because of the Final Fantasy 14 community. I've met so many wonderful people in the Seattle community. That's how I've been able to expand my friend circle, is through Final Fantasy. And so I feel like without that, my life would be very different right now.
For me, it would be video games, but one thing I love more than video games is the fashion. Like people wear what they want and it always looks like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, the fashion, just because you see anything and everything and everybody always looks good. And I love that. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I can see with the hair and the glitter, you're ready.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be there for it, like eventually. Yeah. I'm Rockagoth. I'm on Twitch. I'm on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, probably something else too.
I'm Fairly Asian on Twitch, and my Twitter is Fairly Asian GG.
How do I spell fairly?
FAIRLY and then ASIAN. Right? That's Asian.
Yeah, that's your
Okay. Yeah. brain fried.
パックスというイベントはやっぱり日本のゲームだけではなく世界中のゲームのイベントなんですが、やっぱり日本大好きな方が多かったんですね。で、これからまた日本に入りますので、その間にこの動画をクリックしてみてくださいね。